Greetings, Aries, and welcome to Cosmic Brew Tarot. I'm Oscar. Today, I'm going to be doing a reading for the new moon in Scorpio. So new moons are times for us to reflect on things that we would like to do for the upcoming lunar cycle, which lasts about 30 days. It's a time for us to really set an intention for some kind of positive transformation in our lives. And when we pay attention to the lunar cycle and use that to help set our intentions and our activities, it keeps us from flowing from cycle to cycle, moving forward, right? Instead of getting stuck in stagnant energy. And with this upcoming new moon on November 13th, 2023, it's going to be in Scorpio. Scorpio is the sign of transformation. It is the sign of the darker, shadowy aspects of ourselves and recognizing those aspects in ourselves. And so this is going to be more of a shadow work type of reading, which means that I expect things to be a little more intense than a typical reading would be. So I'm doing a specific spread that I've created for the new moon in Scorpio. I've put the Scorpio power card of death in the center of my reading, face up, to really draw towards those energies. Death is not a bad card. It is just a card that is symbolizing transformation. In order for something new to grow, something must die. And in many ways, this can be old habits, old patterns, addictions, dependencies. So I'm actually very excited to go ahead and get this going. So this spread is going to be what is the mask I'm wearing? What shadows have I ignored and repressed? Where have I been exerting too much control? What can I do to shed these old patterns? What is my intuition telling me? And how can I do the highest good for myself and others? So for this reading, I'm going to be using a combination of the spellcasting oracle as well as the Killstar tarot, which is a very skeletons, and it's one of those decks. And but what I love about it is that the box itself says on the side, death is only the beginning. And so I feel like this was just an appropriate deck to use. And then once I'm finished with the spread, I'm going to draw from the Cosmic Journey Oracle to give us a final piece of advice for you in order to help make this transformation and transmutation of your energies into something positive, to hopefully direct you towards an improvement in some way. Okay, so with that, let's begin. Now, as always, I say that this is a collective reading, so take what resonates, use your discernment and your intuition. If this is something that is currently not happening, maybe this is something that you've already gone through, that you've cycled out in your past, perhaps you're being asked to reflect on it in order to better set an intention for this cycle, to make sure that you're not repeating old patterns. And in many other ways, it could be something that you are not experiencing, but could be something for you to work on so that your future self doesn't stumble. All right. So Aries, We're going to ask, what is the mask I am wearing? So let me go ahead and get one oracle card and one tarot card for Aries. So I've got talent. What is the mask I am wearing? Talent. And a tarot card. The sun in reverse. Well, the mask that you are wearing is capable. It's about it's certainly an overconfident energy. It feels a little fake it till you make it. I think there's a little bit of, I guess, what I would call imposter syndrome happening. It's almost like this, the mask that you're wearing is to hide the imposter syndrome, because imposter syndrome doesn't serve anyone. It never serves yourself, and it doesn't serve the people that you're with, that you are supposed to be helping and working with, right? If you give in to the imposter syndrome, then it becomes your actual reality. And I feel like even so, wearing the mask doesn't really stop the imposter syndrome, right? It's like a way to behave as though the imposter syndrome isn't there. And at some point you will feel like less of an imposter. Does that make sense? It's fake it till you make it. That's literally the energy I'm getting. It's like you just feel less than capable, especially when it comes to something that you're supposed to be good at, or you're considered good at, or that you want to be good at, something that you want to expand on. I feel like you have to kind of talk yourself up a lot. As a mask, it's talking yourself up to other people. And maybe that doesn't feel authentic to you. You know, you wish that you could just be very straightforward and honest about what your shortcomings are, but then that would be admitting vulnerability, right? We can't have that. Okay, interesting start. Let's go ahead and do, what is the mask? Sorry, what shadows have I ignored and repressed? Happiness. And the 10 of Pentagrams. What shadows have I ignored and repressed? If this would be a lovely, beautiful combination in a regular tarot spread, but when this is placed in the part of your spread where it says the shadows that you've ignored and repressed, this to me, so the 10 of Pentacles is the card of legacy. It's the card of financial abundance, of the big family, the feeling of being a part of something stable and growing and fertile. And matched with happiness. there's two ways that I could take this. One is you are unsatisfied with what you have, even though on paper you look happy, you should be happy, and yet for some reason you can't appreciate it. Something about it feels like you don't deserve it. You know, and with the sun in reverse, which is a card about happiness, right? And then this comes up. I'm again, the imposter syndrome is coming up. It's like, I have all of this happiness and all of this legacy, or whatever that I'm building towards, that is supposed to make me happy and is supposed to be a legacy. It's not. I still feel like I'm being a fake. I still feel like I'm incapable. This has the shadow of incapability. So I had said I could take it one of two ways. One is I don't deserve what I have, right? The other way that I could take this is that it's not enough for me. Something about it I'm refusing to look at because it's supposed to work. It's like a stubborn energy of, this is supposed to be making me happy. This used to make me happy. This has always made me happy. And I refuse to accept that there is something that is fundamentally wrong with this picture. And because there might not actually be anything wrong. Maybe I'm just suffering from my imposter syndrome and telling myself that, not that you're suffering from the imposter syndrome, because I don't think that's the cause of this. It's certainly the cause of, I don't deserve this, right? That's one option. But in this other case, it's like, I'm starting to feel like I am what used to bring me all of this happiness and legacy, right? The talent. Something inside of me is not okay with it. Like, I would, as an example, say that you were in a job that you have always excelled at, but you've been noticing an undercurrent of promotions that aren't going your way, salary bumps that are not really good enough, right? Like skimping on you, and maybe some gossip. Like, you're noticing that there's like this deep undercurrent of, it's like paranoia even, of like, I don't think I'm actually welcome the way that I used to be. Ooh, okay. So feeling like you're not fitting in both cases, I guess I'm saying, is like, it's a shadow of, am I actually fitting in, or am I changing? And then that means that I have to upheave so much of this that has formed the bedrock of my ego, of my identity, of my fundamental stability and happiness. Because happiness is coming through as a theme in this. We're piecing this story together, little by little. I'm sure this probably already resonates with some of you. And again, this will resonate differently for everyone. So, all right, so for the next one, where have I been exerting too much control? Travel. and the Queen of Wands. So obsessiveness or possessiveness, travel, and Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands is our confident, joyous, I am who I am, I say what I say, I do what I do, I live my life to my rules, I like what I like. Where have I been exerting too much control? You know, this is giving me that feeling of wanting to just kind of like be a free bird and fly and do whatever I want, and no one can question me, and I'm gonna go see the world whether or not anyone has anything to say about it. Like, no one's gonna keep me from feeling free. Where you've been exerting too... Well, it's just blinked out again. This happened in your previous reading too. They just like... Huh. Feeling free. And where you've been exerting too much control, or maybe what you've been... Yeah. You feel like you're limiting yourself. You feel like you're limiting yourself in order to maintain your world. And you're trying to find a way to break out of that, and you might be causing harm by trying to break away and be independent, and you might be hurting feelings doing so. You know, you might be, you know what I'm getting from this too is maybe threatening to walk, threatening to leave. I'll be happier elsewhere. I can be happy anywhere. I can make this again. I never needed anybody that helped me make this. I can make this with someone else. Have you been getting kind of like... Have you been getting upset with... I feel like I can kind of connect with this. I have an Aries moon, so emotionally, I really tie to this because I want so badly to see movement and to express myself in bigger and better ways, to do different things, to see different things, but I feel like I could be tied down. I'm being tied down from, like, my spirit's moving faster than my physical 3D reality is what I'm getting here. And I think you might be trying to exert too much control either on your 3D reality to speed up and catch up so that your spirit can move, or you've been putting too much control on your own spirit and you've been dampening yourself in order to keep pace with the slow, steady legacy that's supposed to be, on paper, the happiness that you... This feels very like there's a rush inside of you to make something else happen, to feel free and liberated, right? To be like, look how talented I am. Ching, right? I'm so great. I can go ahead and pull these rabbits out of a hat. It's like having the recipe for success, but not having the ingredients. And so it's like, I want to go out on a quest to get these freaking ingredients already. Let me pause the video real quick so I can get my lights back up. Okay, so it's a very interesting reading. All right, what can you do to shed these old patterns so we can connect to spirit and our higher self? Peace. Yeah. And the Magician in reverse. You know what I want you to do? I want you to shed, I think shedding, I think there's an undercurrent of manipulation. So the magician is the master manifester card. In reverse, it's someone whose intention is not, instead of making things from the elements and from themselves, they're resorting to manipulation of other energies, of other people's energies, right? And I think that's what's also rocking the peace in your life. If you feel like you're manipulating or someone is manipulating you, because you might be needing to shed someone that is disturbing your peace, right? Because they're trying to make you move in a certain direction. But the energy that I'm getting for this is like, it doesn't feel good to cause a scene in order to get your point across, right? Because all you're doing is disturbing the peace, and you're also disturbing your own peace, because you don't necessarily like to act this way, you know? I know that sometimes you have to like get stuff off your chest, explode, right? That Aries way of just like, bleh. But then in 5 minutes you're fine, right? But I think it's getting to a point where like maybe it's happening to a rate that you're realizing it's negatively impacting your peace. And I think that you're being asked to focus more on hanging back and just accepting what you've built for yourself thus far, right? Accepting that you have a lot already going for you. But see, this energy feels pushy. This energy feels pushy. There's a desire to push through something, some kind of barrier. And it could be the barrier to your peace. Maybe the reason that you're not feeling quite happy is because you're not feeling peaceful. You might be feeling very restless. You know? But you know, I don't think you're being asked to shed your peace. That never makes any sense. I would never advise anyone to shed their peace, unless the situation was really bad, in which case that's still not really shedding your peace. That's improving your peace if you deal with it. So, but it's this pushiness that I think needs to be shed. I think there's ways to advocate for the things and experiences that you want from your life without having to resort to passive aggressive behaviors, manipulation, little snappy blowback is what I'm getting. I'm getting like there's just this weird tension. And for you, it's like, you know, it's coming from a place of knowing that like where you're at right now, it's great, it's good, you've built up to here, but you want to get to this part now. You want to move on. You want to get there. And there's a lot of like, why haven't I gotten there? And then maybe the fact that you haven't gotten there is what's leading to the imposter syndrome, which then the imposter syndrome informs that you don't deserve what you currently have. So then that starts causing you to self-sabotage what you currently have. And then it becomes a self confirming and self-defeating cycle. I feel a little mind blown here. Woo! Okay, so messages from the universe, advice. What's your intuition telling you here? Oh, this one just flipped right over. Let's see. Courage. And courage with the Ace of Wands. Ooh, this is very fiery energy. This is great energy. Your intuition is telling you to speak up for yourself and what you want, and to go for your dream, to go for your passions, to go for your desires. Something that's also central to Scorpio, right? And again, this is our new moon in Scorpio reading. Something that's central to Scorpio can also be sexual desires, right? So that might also figure into this. There might be some tensions there that maybe you can transmute your energy in some kind of fun sexual way while you wait for things to pan out better. Oh, that's such a weird thing to say. It's like, yeah, don't worry, just have sex until things work out. Like I'm not saying that, but I mean it does help. You know, aside from sexual aside, right? You know, this could also be a creative passion project, or this want to travel or to get away, right? To be this Queen of Wands that already wants to be here and you can't get there. I think what you're being asked to do is to find the most peaceful way to achieve something along the lines of what you want. So maybe this could be you wanting to maybe you're feeling really stuck because you feel like your worldview has been purposefully limited by your familial obligations, right? Because you have so many familial obligations. This is an example. Familial obligations tie you to the home or the city that you're living in, maybe a little town, whatever, and you're not seeing the world, right? And so like, even though you might have all of this love and happiness surrounding you, you know, it's literally all right there for you. Your life is so easy. There's an inner calling inside of you telling you that there's more out there, and you need to go out and seize it and take it, right? But you don't have to blow up what you currently have to attain it. You have people that love and support you. And if anybody doesn't love and support you during this time, it's okay, because you know you have to do this for yourself. You want to follow this. This isn't for anyone except for you. And it doesn't have to be for everyone. It doesn't have to be part of this 10 of Pentacles. If anything, this 10 of Pentacles, this legacy that has been built to keep you stable and successful, should be enabling your next chapter, your new start, this burst of energy that you have to get your next stage of your life, this new chapter, started, ongoing, and thriving. How can I do the highest good for myself and others? How can Aries rather do that? Love. Oh, stop. Yeah. Listen, I don't know what I'm going to draw right now for the tarot, but honestly, love is sometimes the easiest and most difficult answer, right? 10 of Swords. Oh, shit. The 10 of Swords is the card of... It's like death, in that it's 10 swords being driven into this person's back and killing them. It's betrayal. It's or it's just a lot of really awful things that have been said and done to someone, or that they've felt, or basically putting a stop to something. This could be putting a stop to something inside of you, right? So when I see this kind of pairing, I can take it a few ways. One is have the courage to follow your passions towards what you love, and figuratively kill off anyone or anything that's standing in the way of that, right? Move on from it. Which maybe you fundamentally don't want to do, right? When I say, how can you do the highest good? I don't think it's that. I do feel like you do have to make some peace with having to rearrange some energies in your life to better suit yourself and the people around you. I feel like there are some energies that have to go. And these might be energies within you. These might be, again, these feelings of this could be the toxic behavior that you're exuding by being so stuck and cornered and held back. And so what is that? But this could also be situations that are holding you back that shouldn't be, right? Is there a way for you to approach them with love and be like, hey, listen, as an example, mom and dad, like, I know that you want me to be your caretaker, but I'm only 25 and I haven't seen any of the world. I've been living in this little town off the coast of, I don't know why I'm going this route, but I'm trying, like, you want to fly, you want to spread your wings, and you don't want it to hurt anybody because you don't feel like it should. Is there a way for me to go out and do something different than what it is? Because right now this is killing me, and I need to love myself in this also. I need to love what my life looks like. And by all means, maybe this is the definition of I have everything that I need, or rather like everything that I need I have, but now what about what I want, what I desire? You know, I shouldn't just be stuck in a place of accepting the baseline of my needs. I really want to surge. I want to surge and make some dreams come true. But something needs to end. It needs to end. And this is such a weird energy to balance. And maybe that's what's making it so difficult. It's that you love the people that have gotten you to where you are today, but it can't stay this way anymore. And how do you do this without letting a bunch of people down? How do you advocate for yourself without feeling like you're betraying someone else by doing so? And I think there's a way to do that. I think there's always a way to do that. I think there's always a way to advocate for yourself. Anybody that's standing in your way needs to be told with love and kindness instead of manipulation or deceit, or I don't know. I'm not getting deceitful energy. I'm just getting like you feel like you have to be extra careful so as to not hurt someone. I think that alone should be enough to tell you that you care, and that has to factor so much heavier or so much more than you have already. You want what you want, but are you doing it at the expense of others when there's a way to get what you want without it causing another person that you love pain and suffering? How can you best explain yourself? Do you even need to explain yourself? Those are hard questions. You know, and depending on your life situation, I mean, that varies wildly. So I really hope that this resonates, because I think that there's a way for you to do it, but I understand that it's tricky. And so I guess what Spirit is asking you right now for this new moon cycle is to decide how you want to step forward, how you want to move forward. In a way that honors you, but doesn't hurt anyone, unless, of course, that person has been controlling, abusive, and manipulative. Again, with this Magician in reverse, if that's your situation, you might need to put that 10 of Swords in them and be like, I'm done here. Sorry, I have to stand up for myself. But in the events that you don't have to stand up for yourself because you have a loving and warm support network around you, but maybe that warm support network might feel like you might be triggering fears of abandonment, or I don't know, whatever they're going through, I guess. And yeah, it is something that you're going to have to deal with by doing this. And if that's what you have to deal with, I mean, is that a big price for you to pay to reassure? don't think it has to be, right? I'm going to draw a card from the Cosmic Journey Oracle. We're going to read it. And this will be the last, so this card that's going to accompany death. Center of your read. Bloom where you are planeted. Bloom where you are planeted. It's like planted, but they say planeted. Interesting. Ooh. You know what I'm getting there? It's almost like you have everything you need to bloom right where you are. Like, you might not actually have to travel as far as you think you do. You might not have to do the same getaway and escape. When you have all of this already at your fingertips, at your disposal, you have all of this success, you have all of this foundation, you are part of a legacy, you've created a legacy maybe. Bloom where you're planeted. Let's read this. I'm curious. So, our final words of wisdom. You are in exactly the perfect place. It may seem difficult to be on Earth during these accelerated times of learning. You may long for your place in the stars as you gaze at the night sky, but you were brought to Earth for a definite reason. In fact, you picked it, even if you don't remember why. Embrace being part of and literally grown from this planet for the next collective evolution. Bloom where you are planted, and bloom where you are planeted. The question that's being asked here, the cosmic catalyst. What is the inside job I can do to create a greater impact in the world, exactly where I am already, through my profession, business, community, neighborhood, etc.? And what I like about this is that this comes with like some cosmic checkbox. So these are like goals. So maybe this is something for you to incorporate in your moon cycle. Make a checklist of 10 different actions you can take within the next month after answering the cosmic catalyst prompt. So what is the inside job I can do to create a greater impact in the world exactly where I am already? In other words, using all of the love and courage and peace and happiness and talent that I have, the 10 of Pentagrams, right? The legacy and support network, the family, the love, the passionate ideas I have, the strong-willed desire of the beautiful Aries that I am, and putting some people in their place, if needed. How can I bloom where I am right now? Because I think this feeling of wanting to escape or to break free from something, it's almost like you want to be, it's like you want to plant your seeds somewhere new entirely, where you're already planted here in your current place. You're planted in your current garden and you're this close to blooming. Whereas you'd have to start the process all over again from a seed somewhere else. And you'd have to grow and then you could bloom. It's almost like you have a better chance to bloom now where you're at by adjusting the energies to better suit whatever it is that you're trying to pursue. Your intuition, something deep, is longing and aching to push forward. And you might be over dramatizing how much work, how much uprooting you have to do in order to achieve this, when in reality, it might be much easier to do with what you already have now. Well, all right. I hope this helps. If this resonated and helped, like, share, subscribe, and comment, because I love hearing from y'all. It's been great to already get the first round of comments on the first set of readings. And so I would love to know if this new moon spread helped you in any way for your intentions. And yes, so I will see you for the next one. Thank you so much for being a part of this wonderful Cosmic Brew. Take care.